Does it happen often while you're having a discussion that people change the subject while saying something like, "What about this? What about that?" Oh, it's potentially whataboutism. So, my name is Sylvain, and I am passionate of debate. I like to share what I've learned throughout my years on Earth while having like debate with people that I know, friends, etc. Uh, and yeah, I love to share. Like I love debate and critical thinking. Basically, whataboutism, right? Whataboutism. What is a whataboutism? So from the definition that I found online, basically, whataboutism is the attempt made by an individual to refute an argument by making a comparison to another unrelated subject while claiming hypocrisy and without directly tackling the argument. Okay, so like a good example of that would be, like you have an interviewer who is talking with a politician, okay, and the interviewer says something like, last time you said that the tax were going to be decreased. Now you said that they will have to be augmented. Uh, were you lying to us this whole time? And the politician would say something like, lying? What about the president from that other country? Huh? This individual lies every day, and their taxes are astronomical. Okay, so you see what it did there, like just the fact that like he completely like direct the discussion on something that is completely unrelated. What's happening in one country is, well, like when we're talking about taxes, like it's a bit like unrelated to another country. Like I'm not an economist or whatever, but most of the time, like it's not. I think so. Like, what does it have to do? With that, the person is asking about like the augmentation of the taxes in one country. Now you're directing to another subject. They might have some elements that are similar, but they are not the same. They are not, right? So like this is basically like a deflection, like, and it's something that you should be able to spot right away, because like when you're having a discussion with someone like about an important topic, a debate, or whatever, like an exchange of ideas, basically you want to stick on the subject at hand, on the main subject, not talk about something completely unrelated that has nothing to do with the discussion, and like that's a perfect example. So you need to be able to spot it. So um, like a good way to be able to counter these kind of like behaviors, right, would be like just call it out. Always call it out when you spot a fallacy like this. You call it out. You can try to like say something like, like I understand, like depending on the subject, like I think that in that case, like, especially when you're an interviewer, like it's not, you shouldn't do that, but sometimes like people, they will make a valid comparison, but I think it's important to stay on the subject. So you can say, okay, like I agree with you, like, like it's something that is valid and important, but right now the subject at hand is to discuss this subject, right? The taxes in this country, uh, and yeah, not in another country. We can talk about other countries in another discussion later, but let's try to stick to the subject relevant at hand, right? So let me know. Was that relevant to you? Did you thought that like a definition was like accurate? Do you have any example of whataboutism that you have encountered while having discussion with people, or that you've just like witnessed, that you saw? If you do, put it in the comment. Put a like if you like the video, if it was interesting to you, if it was relevant, and subscribe if you want more content like this. I will try to put more if I receive some good feedback. So yeah, thank you very much for listening, and see you on the next time.